Good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday. Welcome to Coffee, Brunch Writing Bunch. And just a heads up, best-selling writing coach Lisa Daly is also live streaming. She is back to her Wednesday live streams. I've always enjoyed them, so be sure to check her out. And today we are going to be working on chapter 5 of 27 chapter example, 3 block structure. We're in the second of the 9 blocks. Today we're going to be working on writing the action. Yesterday we worked on reaction rebel, which we talked about for a little while yesterday. Today we're going to write about what's happening to the character has begun to take action on their decision. So I'm going to warm up, get your papers out, your coffee. I'm going to get my brunch time snack and get to work. Nice Wednesday. So I'm going to get the stream started. And we are going to sprint. Our first morning sprint, we're going to try to get 3 in today. So we're going to be prompt about it. So let's get writing in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, sprint. Hello, everybody. How'd we do on the first sprint? I did pretty well. I started writing. I got myself some fresh coffee and some macaroons, which I'm not sure if I'm going to actually go for. I was thinking about this Asiago cheese dip and some rye bread or pita chips today. I don't know why after I got that, I started feeling that. So maybe on the next sprint, I'll get that. Today's topic is we are talking about writing action. Chapter 5 of the 27 chapter example. And when I was thinking about writing action, I I just thought, how can there be much more explanation than taking action? And then just breaking it down from where we started and where we are now. Hopefully, this will help give you a better understanding of action and what we're writing today, working on chapter 5. And so when I was thinking about action, I said character has or is taking action on the reaction from the fallout that occurred because of the inciting incident that you were introduced to. And so that's where we are in this part of the story. I'm really happy that I'm making a lot of progress. I hope you are too. Let me know in the chat how you've done. And hi, Nikki. It's good to see you. Thanks for popping in. I hope you're being productive. Today, it is Wednesday at 11 o'clock. I have 2 more writing days this week, and I'm pretty excited. I'm moving right along. Usually on the in between the first and second sprint, I like to pick a prompt card. So I'm going to pick today's prompt. Yesterday, the prompt was heartwarming orphans. Today, we will see. I got them upside down. So this right here, we will see what we picked today is self-loathing. All right. Well, taking action. Well, maybe when the character's taking action or somebody else in the story could be doing some self-loathing. You take it how you want it. That's today's prompt, self-loathing in the story. And even if you want to use some of these prompts and maybe add some to your word count, some of the stuff can go back to the inciting incident or the reaction rebel or taking action or the fallout. So I think I'm definitely going to be able to find a place to find a part where I can talk about self-loathing or portray that in one of the characters today. So that's what I'm going to be working on. I'm going to look to put that in the first 5 chapters, obviously, because I am on chapter 5 action. I hope you are too. I'm actually using Cards Against Humanity, and I filtered through them and pulled out cards that I would think would be okay or acceptable to use as writing prompts. I found them really helpful. There are a lot of cards in there that are not helpful, or you can filter them depending based on what you're writing about. I just had those, so I thought they'd make good prompt cards this time around. So thanks for asking, Nikki. You can use so many different things to make prompts for yourself, including just picking what part of the story you want to write about, an object, a situation, anything you want to use. You can, depending on your personal self of how you want to trigger yourself to write and what works for you. For me, it helps for me to pull a prompt card as I move along for each chapter. That way it gives me something to focus on, or it triggers a certain part of the story that I could expand on. So that's what I like about that. And so we got our prompt card. We got our coffee. I hope we're writing. And tomorrow we'll be working on the consequences of our protagonist actions or whatever you're writing about. So I hope you're working along with me. Again, this month right now, we're working on the 3-act structure, 27 chapter example with 9 blocks. So here's a little just example. Sorry, I spilled something on this already of what working our way through in this story right now. This is what I'm working my way through. You're more than helpful. All right. All right. Looks good. And it looks, I think next week I'll be setting up my board for the story to just put it on post-its, put it in front of my face to kind of see the progress move along, even though I'm feeling really good about everything. And if I hope you're ready for a second sprint. Yes, looks like you are. And we'll get that up right now. All right. So we're going to do a 20-minute sprint. I hope you're being productive and having a great day. And I hope you're thinking about the actions your character's taking that are affecting and relevant to the story and the plot and the theme. So, also, actually, this week, our question is what makes a great protagonist? Yesterday, Heather said dependable. I think that's also, and I also think your protagonist has, or she said relatable, and I got that on the board too. And I think that's too. And I think the protagonist has to have on the relatable aspect, good and bad qualities. So on that note, we will get writing. And if you're ready, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, sprint. Happy Wednesday. Hello, everybody. How'd we do on our second sprint? I did pretty well. I'm working on writing the action. I'm still working a little bit in the reaction rebel. I found when I was writing the action, I was still kind of writing the reaction rebel, trying to get into writing the action. So doing pretty well with that. Feel free to share your last line. Let's see. My last line was still stiff and still, plotting her escape. She couldn't hear anything her maid was saying. So that is where I am right now. I'm finishing up Reaction Rebel. I wrote a small little bit in action, and then I had to come back to Reaction Rebel to have it make sense. So I know last week we talked a little bit about when starting our story, knowing our plot and theme. I was also thinking about some things that I do when I first start writing a story. Even though we're in the second block, we're still in the first beginning of the story, right? So when I try to figure out what I'm writing a story about, I try to figure out the world I want to write in. So when I do this, I like to create a mind map, which usually I just take a big board and I draw a big bubble and write every single thing I just dump out of my brain onto this big sheet. You can do it any way you would like. You could do it in a document. I personally like to dump it all out on a big sheet. I can scribble, I can write, I can add more, I can take out very easily. So I personally like to create a mind map when I have a story idea. Usually this is before I get started or in the beginning chapters of the story when things start really coming to me as I write. Um, the second thing I like to do is I create a story aesthetic, a world picture. The idea of things I want in my story, the world, the atmosphere, the characters, the scene, the setting, the objects, etc. You can do that on your mind map. That might be cool to put pictures around the edge and then your mind map in the middle. That might be something that I'm thinking about doing. Um, Third thought on how I begin writing a story is I think of a situation that would occur for this someone that amps me up and lets me decide on the characters that will have to learn a lesson from the situation I chose to write about. Um, that this is creating the character story arc with the theme and the plot. Number six, I'd like to create a playlist of songs that remind me of how the story evolves, songs that suit the story I'm crafting. And I've actually started doing that in my story journal. I do have started playlists, one song per chapter about what I'm writing about. And number seven, I begin writing a dump draft. Usually begin with a basic outline and add more details as I go, as I write the deeper. So I hope that's helpful to you and that gives you some ideas on how to start working your way through your story. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're getting all the words in. And I'm ready. It's almost 12, but I am ready for one more sprint today. I'm going to pop up the same timer and let me know how you're doing. If you want, leave your last line. And I hope you'll join me tomorrow also. Tomorrow we'll be working on the consequences of our actions. This should be fun. I wish it was this easy in real life to work our own stuff out. Maybe it is. Maybe I just make it complicated, but sometimes I'm one bad Bonnie, but that's okay. I am who I am. And what's that saying? We're made to be real, not perfect. And that's what we can do. We can be real, but we can write the fiction. So let's get our fingers ready, get our brains going, immerse ourselves in this story, and we'll get the timer up. In a second, if I can back it up a little bit here. We'll start at 59. When you're ready, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's get it. So how did everybody do? I did pretty well today. I got actually a little bit over 3 pages, which is pretty good for me. I feel the energy. I feel like I'm organized and I'm moving along in the story. Let me know how you're doing. Thanks again, Nikki. Sure, you. Yeah, you can share your last line if you want. Sometimes people like to share, and sometimes they don't. So it's up to you. Really. Thanks again for joining Prompt Coffee, Brunch Writing Bunch. We're going to be back tomorrow working on the consequences of our actions. And the consequences is going to be fun. The character is setting out on the unknown and will soon start to find out the consequences to their actions. Some may be good, some may be bad, and some just plain ugly. It's okay to torment your protagonist. Just be sure to give them a happy ending at the end of the story. Make all the consequences and actions relative to the story or outcome. Make the pleasure at the end worth all the pain the character has endured. Action cause consequences beginning in the next chapter. So that's what we're going to be working on tomorrow. Again, today's writing prompt was self-loathing. Yesterday's was heartwarming orphans. And I'm feeling pretty good. We got the 3 sprints in. It's a little after 12. I do want to remind you tomorrow is Thursday. So make sure you check out Heather Dewey Pettit Writing Sprint. She sprints every Thursday at 12 o'clock to 2 o'clock. And be sure to check her out at 12 o'clock tomorrow. If I'm not on there, you'll see me in the chat. I hope you'll join her. That's promptly after Brunch Writing Bunch. So I hope you will check that out after the stream tomorrow. And today I just want to let you go with today's quote. This week's quotes are by Stephen King. Today's quote is, "You see something, then it clicks with something else and it will make a story, but you never know when it's going to happen." And ain't that the truth? So on that note, I hope you guys have a happy hump day and a great day. It's pretty rainy and dreary here. So I'm going to keep on writing and maybe I'll sneak a movie in today. Who knows? Whatever you do, just remember to keep writing and have a great week. Thanks for coming. See you tomorrow.